Newport.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals over there smoking the Newports with the new thoughts.
Yeah.
We gone.
We gone.
We gone.
We back.
Yeah.
We back and we gone.
Kanye was gone in many positive and negative ways. And we're back to the future at the same damn time. We out here. We gone. We're going to give Kanye some free publicity because we know that's what he wants, and that's part of the reason he's probably doing what he's doing right now. Even though I think that there's shreds of it that are coming from a genuine place. Did you guys get a chance to watch the interviews? Let's start there.
Parts of them. Yeah, I didn't see him in full partly because I just lost interest in it, and then I had other shit to do, so I was like,
I think I want to start with the Charlamagne interview, even though I think the TMZ one is a little juicier, a little more spicy.
Did not see the TMZ.
The Charlamagne interview was cool. I don't think anything was there that was like so brand new it was going to inspire me, but I think a lot of it, was eye-opening. But I think the one thing it kind of reminded me of was kind of brought me back to the Sway interview at points when he keeps talking about the fashion and the fashion industry. And I'm like, bro, why do you need fucking validation from these people? Like, what? You're Kanye.
But didn't he say that's why he lost his mind, though? Or why he had a mental breakthrough is what he said?
Yeah, the breakthrough.
Breakdown, breakthrough, whatever you want to call it.
Part of it.
But even in that TMZ interview, like, he said that he had done liposuction.
Yeah.
Because for validation, basically.
For validation.
Yeah.
And he was speaking about his own mental breakdown. See, that's my thing. Like, I think he's going through so much shit. He thinks that everyone else is going through exactly what he's going through. So he's saying everyone's enslaved. And then people are under certain levels of distraction and hypnosis and da-da-da. But it's not. Everyone's not the fucking same, Kanye.
I think he talks stream of consciousness, and he even says that a lot in the interviews. But I don't even think he owns his own thoughts a lot of times because he even admits that he's on medication. And you know what I mean? I think you're going to get a lot of different opinions, and sometimes it's like misdirection, and he'll just say like a great gem, and all of a sudden it'll just be something that make you like scratch your head. And I just feel like you get kind of the both. You get kind of both with him.
But does that serve as a disservice to him? And I hate to be like commercial about it, but I think overall it's going to hurt his brand. Personally, that's what I think. In the long run.
In the long run?
Yeah, I think this is a real turning point.
10 years from now, do you think this is?
Yeah, this could be an R. Kelly type situation for a lot of his fans. You don't think so? You don't think this buries him?
Not like
no way. This don't.
All right, maybe not R. Kelly because that's criminal.
This don't bury him.
No, you don't think this buries him?
No way.
No way.
The music didn't even come out yet.
Yeah,
dude, you don't even know what the fuck.
Did you hear that?
What are they gonna talk about? The lyrics they're gonna talk about on the album?
Did you hear the track with him and T.I.?
I liked it.
Yo, he's not even rapping on beat.
I know, but I heard it once.
And I heard it once
on Hot 97.
Not only that, T.I. bodied him in his own song. Like T.I. made more sense to him.
T.I.'s a better writer.
But that's still Kanye. Like, I'm sure Kanye has his reason for doing that.
Or is he that delusional? He
let T.I. have the last word in that song.
He did have him have the last word, but it was a stronger word. Because you also could say, you could also say he has strength in letting his opponent have the last word too. You could say there's strength in that too.
See, one of the big things that I say is like certain times I'm like, bro, why you catching feelings so much? Why do you want validation? Why are you acting like a pussy? Why are you not like just being? And he even admits I lost my confidence. And then there's other times I'm like, damn, bro, he's bold because he's going out on limbs right now where other people wouldn't go, and to me that takes balls.
But I'm just saying you could do that in a lot of ways. I could say, I love, a mass murderer. I mean, that'd be different. Does that make it right?
No. See, there's parts.
There's parts of the shit that you like agree with, or you see where he's coming from.
I think there's something I'm trying to get to where it's like the way that when he started going with that guy Van, what's his name?
Lathan.
The way he came up to him, he was like, "Bro, I love you. Like this doesn't have to be an argument." That was gone, but that's some new level shit. That's like, bro, we're trying to, even though I'm talking out of my ass right now and some of this shit seems totally fucked, I'm trying to get to the same place where you're trying to get to. At the end of the day, I'm still trying to fix Chicago. I'm still want to do these things.
But the fact that he's not paying attention. Right, and I agree with that.
It blew my fucking mind because I'm like, you guys are both right.
I agree with that, but my issue with that is the fact that he hadn't done even the most basic homework to know that people are doing things in Chicago. Like, that's where the disconnect is.
And that's where the disconnect is, and a lot of that is through the media and through the media.
But
like,
how is it? But for me, if he's supposedly awake, he should be the man.
We don't
from
know
the
how
source
woke
stuff.
he is. We don't know how woke he is.
You don't even gotta be from. You don't even have to be woke. He's from Chicago. Go to Chicago. Get on. I mean,
right. That's my thing. Is it all right? The thing I tweeted when he first started tweeting all this shit and came out with the Trump hat. I'm like, I don't know his true intentions by this, but if he really wants to fix Chicago, this would be dope if he continues this months after his album's out. Like, if you're still talking about shit like that.
And that's the other thing. Is he going to continue this political? Because he said it in the TMZ interview that he's not political. So he bows out from being a politician or having any real knowledge about, politics and how things work. But he's also one of those people that vehemently says that he doesn't read.
No, and
that's a problem.
But he does what majority of people do. That's why he's like looking at this person like Candace or whoever she is.
Candace Owens.
And being like, oh, like she's articulating some shit, and I'm just gonna jump on it. And he's not well read enough to.
Right, he's not well read enough to decipher who she is as a person and what her agenda is, or who the people are that are manipulating her for. The problem
is the propaganda that's. And what I mean is the propaganda through the media is immediately if he says, like at the point that we're like. When he was talking about fixing Chicago, and it's like black people killing black people, and then immediately it becomes the argument of extreme both sides.
Right, but Van tried to bring in the numbers. They tried to bring in the numbers.
As soon as that's brought up,
Van agreed with him.
As soon as that's brought up in any conversation, I feel like that's why he needs to interject with this love shit, because as soon as that's brought up, it's such a passionate topic that immediately it's going to be thought of as the Candace Owens far-right Trump shit.
Right.
Like, oh, black lives don't matter until you care about black people dying in Chicago.
Right.
And then it's going to be the complete other side of like, well, motherfucker, we need to stop shooting each other.
Right.
I'm with you. But how do you reach the... He said we live in a time of intolerance. I thought that was mad potent. Because I was like, yo, no one wants to hear anyone else's fucking point on any opinions.
That's true.
I'm like, this is mad true.
Specifically when you comes to the left and the right.
And at a point like this is time when like people like, even though he throws people like, I'm Walt Disney, I'm Henry Ford. Even when he was making those comparisons to Lenin, I was like, damn, like a love movement would be kind of dope right now because no one's trying to hear nothing from anyone.
Yeah,
Kanye, like, he's not the person. I always said this about him, like, he's not the genius he wants to be.
Yeah.
But his intent to be that, no one else is trying hard enough, and no one else has that platform. So he's the closest thing we had, and so his shit is just not. It's not done right. But I get what he's trying to get to sometimes. And the other times I'm just like, bro, I don't know where you're going.
Himself.
But my thing is he going to stick with it though? If he sticks with it, then I'll have to eat my hat.
That was my first reaction. I'm like, months after your fucking album drops, is any of this relevant to you?
Right.
Are you running up in TMZ doing this shit?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, come on, is most likely no.
And that's the issue. Because he's playing with fire. He's just fucking.
And most people know. Most people I follow and see on social media, yo, this is a marketing stunt. Yo, this is a marketing stunt. Like, we ain't a fool.
Well, I mean, he is married to the best marketing fucking wizard's like daughter. Yeah, fucking Kris Jenner is like.
She's a wizard. She's a waitress.
I don't know how she took her whole family and made all of them famous and super wealthy.
True.
So,
I don't know. I mean, I think. What else did he fucking say? He said something else that was very poignant about. What else did he say?
I'm gonna let you finish, but
yeah, I know.
I gotta cut you off.
But this Kanye speech is the greatest of all time.
When he said he apologized to George Bush, I thought that was a very interesting moment. I
don't know why he would need to either.
But no, I felt that he was opening up to the fact that he genuinely felt bad for when he saw George Bush Jr. pushing George Bush Sr. in the wheelchair and seeing the hurt in his own heart. Because, he's seen his own failing father and stuff like that. So I felt like Kanye was kind of showing, like, no matter how much you hate someone or disagree with someone, we're all humans at the end of the day. And we do have to love each other. So that part I kind of got with him. But then he'll jump to some shit that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I agree. That's Kanye.
And that's...
Kanye being Kanye, as we call it. But one thing... I get you. One thing that made me really... When he said that Ebro... had a conversation with Candace.
I wish I knew what Candace said to have her chop his head off.
This is the point I'm about to make.
Okay.
Because he was like, Ebro called him the next day, wanted to talk about music shit, and he was like, "Why don't you have Candace on the show?"
Right.
And Ebro said no. And to me, that's an L for Ebro.
That is an L for Ebro.
Because I'm like, why?
You're automatically shutting the door on.
You're shutting the door.
That's a good interview.
That's
You guys,
a great interview.
You guys are the
conversation,
complete opposite spectrums of right and left. Why not have her on the show?
I hope that's not true.
You know that would be so many ratings, and if you're really that passionate, then expose her.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's
not only expose her, but on a deeper level, on some conspiracy shit, it almost makes me think, wow, maybe you are an agent for the fucking super left. Maybe you don't even want to bring anyone on with opposite views just to give them their platform.
Yeah.
I hope A, that's not true, or B, I hope people are tweeting at him, calling him out for it, and I hope he eventually does it. Because
it's a lot of it showing face for the left, like, you know what I mean. Like, I'm not bringing and promoting that, and they'll say like things like promoting that kind of like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why is it got why is it got to be like that? And that's why, as dumb as it is, Kanye walking down the hall being like, "Yo, I love you." Like, you almost need someone like that in order to have the conversation. Because even though we would do ratings, it would be dope to see Candace and Ebro, both people in the start of that conversation, are gonna walk into that thinking what they think. At the end of the conversation, they're gonna leave thinking what they think, and it's gonna be a bunch of fucking yelling.
I don't think that conversation would even go anywhere. Only simply because they're both so strong left and right.
Right.
You cannot have a meaningful conversation. You're not gaining nothing from that if you're coming from the perspective of my side is completely right and your side can fuck off, because that's what it is.
And what
essentially left and right. If you're completely left and completely right, essentially you're saying fuck you to your views. I don't give a fuck about what you think. That's what you're saying, and that's how it comes across to me.
No, it doesn't say fuck. It just says I don't live by your rules. I don't live by the.
But I'm not trying to hear anything you have to say.
In the context of a debate, yeah.
In the context of anything, ideology, anything. Do you know what I mean? If you're a super left, you're hardcore left, and you're hardcore right.
Yeah.
You're not trying to hear what the other person's got to say.
No.
Because you automatically in their head tune their shit out.
True.
You tune their ideas out.
True.
So you don't care about them or their views. So how do you coexist? You can't.
Shout out to people chiming in right now with the conversation. Shout out to Tyler, shout out to Brian, shout out to Shane, all the people tuning in. If you guys have any opinions on the Kanye recent stuff, if you want to call in, let us know what you think. Please do. Number to call in is 914-356-8712. I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. At the end of the day, I think it's cool to talk about, because I'd rather talk about this shit than just talk about like some other stupid ass hip hop fucking headline. So at least he's using his promotion and his marketing to at least bring up a conversation, I guess. But is it just marketing? Is it just promotional stunt to you guys out there, or is some of this genuine?
I think it's a little bit of both.
I think a lot of it is genuine.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it started off as marketing, but it was a lot of like truth to what he was saying.
Right.
And I think the way that the outroar of the people, the way that people started reacting, and the reaction grew to be so big, and then it turned into some real live. Oh yeah, let me get this shit out here. Let me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I personally feel like people are a bit too wound up, and people are getting a little bit too emotional off of his opinions. We all know that he's definitely he definitely has some mental some issues going on. That shit is clear as day, and I can even speak to the weight gain and the whole liposuction thing.
We got a caller calling in.
I'm about to get lipo.
I'll get back.
You
into
gone?
Because I'll get back into that.
Caller, what's going on? You on the air officially?
Caller, are you getting liposuction?
Yo, what's good?
What's going on? You got a question?
MC Solar Winder, Tyler. Can you guys hear me?
What's up, man?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
So we're talking about Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's proven his point. Like, did you guys watch the full 30-minute video, or did you just see the highlights?
No, I watched
I saw clips.
I didn't see any of it. Just like a 2-minute.
So I think it helps to watch that first and foremost, because he kind of called on there exactly what they were going to do with what clips they were going to show to make him look crazy. And then they did exactly that. He was like, he's like, I don't want this to be a Tom Cruise thing. But so what they focused on at first was like his comment about slavery being a choice, and took that out of context. He even said right then, he said mental slavery. He was referring to mental slavery. He's saying that the fact that it's lasting for 400 years is a choice, not the first part of that shit being a choice. So number one, all the vitriolic, hateful response to his comments are kind of twisting it and taking it out of context and being kind of disrespectful, in my opinion, to Kanye. I think the conversation that he's starting is important from a more science point of view, or Nation of Islam, or really going back to Noble Drew Ali or some of these teachers that we have forgotten. Basically, it's about claiming nationality, and that's what that's what it's leading to. But no one in the quote unquote black community talks about that stuff because they get silenced real quick. So like we talk about Martin Luther King, a little bit about Malcolm X, but how many times you guys ever heard the name Noble Drew Ali? Nas mentioned it once, Ghostface mentioned it once.
Did you see?
So he's the one that started all of this movement, which is more science, which is on a higher level than masonry, which is about, it goes back to slavery too, because black people were always here. Only a certain amount came from Africa. They were always here, and we enslaved the people that were here, and we brought people over. This is about reclaiming their inheritance. It's going to be on a deeper level if he takes it there. Because I think, just like you guys said, he's still learning. Like, Kanye doesn't know everything. No one knows everything. But he's challenging people to think, which is what I like. I like those tweet storms. I like what he's trying, and he's doing it with love. But he's getting a lot of hate when he's just really trying to question, like, hey, what have we been taught? Because a lot about what we've been taught, obviously, is from the government. So a lot of that is lies. They're the one that kind of did this conquest in the first place.
Did you see the Charlemagne interview?
I didn't see that one, no.
Okay, there's a great point that Charlemagne.
I saw parts of it.
There's a great point there's a great point that Charlemagne makes in there, and I think one of the most potent parts of that interview is when they talk about economic freedom and economic empowerment. And he was saying specifically that they were on to Martin Luther King, and they took Martin Luther King out as soon as he started. Not the March for Civil Rights, but the Poor March, when he was bringing together people of all different ethnicities for economic empowerment and economic freedom, and had the Poor March on Washington, and he was like, that got everyone fucking shook.
They definitely don't want that.
They don't want that money put together.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Martin Luther only got to accomplish a certain amount of what he was only in phase one, because civil rights, which has actually never fully been granted, are the lowest form of rights. There's civil rights, there's human rights, there's indigenous rights and aboriginal rights. There's levels to this in law. So, when Obama, one of his first interviews after he was president, they introduced him as the first black president. He corrected them right away, and he said, I don't like to be called that because black has no standing in law. So there's a lot behind that statement that I'd suggest people go research. It's not about skin color either. It's not about black or white. It's about how you legally recognize under the law and what people can and cannot do. So you might see some of these videos of these fake Moors getting arrested, and they're refusing to show ID, and they're citing all these laws and stuff. They actually have a lot of good points. You're just not supposed to be disrespectful to police, but like, we are still under foreign occupation. The United States, obviously, we just came over here. We took this land. We didn't have any really legal rights to it. So they're still enforcing it with a huge gang called the police, and then we got the military and all this money that they're taking from us by gunpoint, if you really think about it. Like, you don't have a choice to pay taxes. You kind of have to do it. But if you knew that there was a way to get out of that, would you not try to? And it doesn't even really depend upon your race. It depends upon knowing the law, you know? So I'm not saying he's going there, but he's sparking that type of questioning, and I think questioning should always be praised. It shouldn't be demonized.
Right. Yeah. That last quote that you had is powerful. You hear the Cole album? I thought the dopest verse on the Cole album was the shit he said about taxes.
What did he say? You said that earlier to me.
He had a whole verse about taxes and just saying just basically how we're forced to pay taxes and we have no say where the money goes to. Yeah. And then he flips it and how it's like goes to purchase guns, and then the guns end up back in the hood and kill someone he knows and shit. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's all real. I love what Cole's doing, and he talks about the revolution starts with you, and that's true, right? And it sounds like, oh, that's some baby shit. I'm not saying everyone needs to go out and riot, but if everyone had the access to the information, it really does come back. It comes back to money. It comes back to currency, to fiat, to taxes, all that stuff. He's definitely on the right page. And if it does have to stay this way, if they could reform the tax policy so we know where our money is going, or at least we have choice to how it's allocated and all that stuff, we have the tools to do it.
We should at least know where it's going.
You know?
Yeah, that's the biggest hoax that there is.
The way that the Congress guys ask Zuckerberg those questions, they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that's true. Do you guys have competition at Facebook? I was like, what the fuck kind of question is that?
I don't know what you mean by that question.
Yeah. There was parts where he was subtly like insulting them. There was parts of that.
And then there was also parts he was trying to dodge.
When he was trying to dodge privacy shit.
Yeah, he was trying to dodge some shit. Thanks so much for calling in.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that, man.
That was good insight. That was a good insight. Yeah.
That was a good call.
That was Tyler, I think.
Phone line's getting spicy.
The creator?
Unlike Hubba's new chili.
What they creating over there?
Nothing. That shit. They got new management and they need to go back to the old management.
Ooh, it look like wow.
But
I hope Kanye's right. I want him to be right.
About what?
I don't know.
About love, about like a universal.
I want him to be doing the right thing because I agree. Yo, you made a great point about how like he's not Lennon, he's not Bob Marley, but he's the closest we got in our generation. That kind of fits the mold.
Scary. Think about it. Actually.
Of capitalism, hip hop. Power and respect and just ego and just
that TMZ
really
interview was the first time I thought that he could be something like that. I'm like,
really?
Did you ever see the FIT interview he did?
No, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, that's really good.
But it's scary that like how far, at least what I think, I didn't live through those people's times, and maybe they just get glorified more and more, and I'm sure they do. But like how far he is from like a Pac or a Lennon. Like I think
maybe
intellectually,
maybe just death. If he died tomorrow,
his words would be analyzed like crazy.
Like crazy, even right now.
They're analyzed now, yeah, exactly.
I don't know if Tupac was really considered. Was Tupac? Did you guys? No one saw him as a genius when he was alive.
Nah, he wasn't a genius.
He said himself, he's gonna spark the thought that's gonna change the world.
Tupac became a genius to people after he was gone because of the shit he left behind and the way he did what he did.
Tupac, yeah.
And that's what it was. When he was alive, most people couldn't fucking stand him, especially here in New York.
Yeah.
Like they barely played him.
Elaborate on that, because you lived through that moment, and especially being from Brooklyn.
Well, the thing is, man, like, not only was I in Brooklyn, I was around Biggie. I was in that whole era. Like, that was my era. I was in high school through that era. And when Tupac was supposedly killed or whatever, nobody really, it didn't really hurt too many people out there.
Right.
I mean, people was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? It was before whatever happened with Biggie had happened, but it was like the first time, it was like Eazy-E had died from AIDS, and then this happened, right? And it was like, well, finally he'll shut the fuck up. And that was that type of like feeling about it, right? But people didn't start to call Tupac a genius and to say how wise he was until afterwards. The things that was left behind, the shit that made people say that he never died,
right?
That made him that kind of put him in that light. The way he left behind the information in his music and the leading people to read the certain material, you know what I mean, to get your mind and kind of like where he was at that time. And it was those things that made people say he was a genius.
He made people read.
Look at that.
He made people right.
Well, it wasn't the fact that he made people read. It was what he made people read. It's what he left behind. It was the things the clues that he left in his music that led people to certain materials, like books on like social political thought and whatnot, that that you could read in the books and then listen to his music again and hear different messages
and hear more,
You know what I mean? The way he intertwined these thoughts into his music or whatever he trained and read while he was in prison.
Yeah, he was deep.
It was beyond. When he was deep before that.
Yeah,
he was deep before that. He was genius after.
Right. My friend Shah bought a letter that Tupac wrote while he was in prison, and he sent it to someone. And the person, it wasn't like any personal thing. It was just like a fan kind of writing him, this girl that was writing him. And I guess he was responding, or he responded, I don't know how many times, but he bought it at an auction, and I looked at it. It's just pretty like dope to see.
How much did he pay for that?
I'll go out, probably.
Damn.
He's going to hang it up in his studio.
That's insane.
But it's it's cool to see the time that he took. Like, it's a full fucking page, and the way, like, you could see, like, just the way that it's penned so accurate, and it looks like he took time, and, like, he was putting messages into it. So he was really just trying to touch people, no matter how he did it. Yeah. Which is kind of, like, crazy to think of. It wasn't, I don't think, like, he really knew the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was just on some fan shit.
Well, he definitely had time in there.
Yeah, that's true. But just to capitalize on that time, like, you don't hear fucking Lil Wayne, no one doing that shit,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's because the fan letters a tweet now.
Right. Or it's just, good looking, coming out.
The fan letters a tweet or like an Instagram post.
They get their phones out there, right?
Get
their phones in jail.
Well, they got phones in jail. They're not supposed to have phones in jail. It's the COs bring that shit in.
If you Lil Wayne, you got your phone in jail.
I mean,
maybe it depends where.
Meek Mill didn't have a phone. Probably didn't have a phone.
Meek Mill ain't Lil Wayne though.
Meek Mill still.
I'm just talking shit. I don't know.
Meek Mill got the fucking mayor bail him out.
Thanks to Tyler posting these quotes, and shout to Frank for tuning in too. He said he wants a quick rundown of what exactly went on from start to finish.
That's fucking tough, man. That's starting with the tweets.
You're
just go back in his timeline.
A 2-hour interview and then a half-hour interview. So it's
literally, but you're also talking about tweets.
Tweets. So you're really talking about 3 hours of content.
I remember when it started. It started him posting like they were roasting him because he like put out like. What his slides would look like, his foot, his slippers, like a flip flop.
Well, I still don't think the Yeezys are fucking hot at all. I'm sorry.
Nah,
them shits are trash.
Whoa,
I never buy them shit.
Hold on, the low top Yeezy 350 boost.
I don't even know what that shit look like.
Right.
First of all,
when I see girls post these shits, and then guys, like, especially guys that post these shits, I'm like, yo.
Yeah, with the ones with the big fat rubber back to them, the sole,
and spending like $500 on them.
Shit was ridiculous.
That price is crazy. The prices, I would never.
They look like the boats in the Everglades.
If you just Google Yeezy Boost 350,
I'm looking at it.
Those shits is dope.
$375 at Reebok.
But I'm not saying I would pay them.
The white ones are cool.
The gray ones, they're cool.
Yeah.
They look
but they got the Boost.
But these are like
Boost is life.
These are super hot compared to the other shit. That like compared to the majority of his shit, I think.
Yeah, the low top ones. Yeah, the other ones that look like boots and shit. I don't like that shit. No.
So what I was about to get into a few minutes ago about the mental health thing, right? Mm-hmm. There's a gene in my family where there's certain people in my family that have like a small, I guess I don't even know whether to call it schizophrenia or just like bipolar. Or whatever however you label it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, like for instance, my cousin B handles BH. He's in like a lot of my earlier YouTube videos. Me and my cousin, we kind of look alike a little bit, and he's always been off. At the point where he was his healthiest, there was one point when I came home, he was healthy for 5 years consecutively, and during this time. He'd never been better, but he was definitely overweight. He was a bit chunky, right? Because he was on his meds for 5 years. Yep. And at the same time, I have an aunt who, she's the most beautiful woman in the world. Personality, the way she looks, her spirit, everything. When she is sane and on her medication, but when she's on her meds, she's also overweight. So because of that, she's decided to never take it again, and she's been basically lost for probably I've been home since 2006, and maybe a couple years before that. She's never gone back to herself ever. She's always been, since then she's been this super thin, and she's just kind of out of it, right?
Was she born? Were they born like that?
I mean, yeah, it's in the genes. You know what I'm saying? It just happens like that. I don't know if it's been some of this stuff young or if they grew into it, but the meds is what makes them gain the weight. So if Kanye is taking his meds, he's probably not going to lose that weight while he's sane and on his meds. You know what I mean? And he knows that. Anybody who take these meds, like my family, we all know that now because of the experience that we have with our own family members. So him, if he's on the same particular medications that my aunt and my cousin is on, that's probably why after he's on went into rehab, he got not rehab. After he went into his phase where he was flipping out, then he disappeared. When you saw him the next time, he was heavy. is probably because he was on these
Heavily,
meds.
yeah.
He said he
And
was
now-
addicted to opioids at a point.
Now opioids, that's something different.
That's like fucking
That's
heroin.
You understand? But I mean, I'm speaking to the mental health medication
Right.
and the weight gain.
He
I've
There's
seen
definitely a correlation between.
I've seen that.
So if
before.
he's at his most sane point right now, and he's not overweight, and he's saying because he had liposuction, that's probably why. You know what I mean? But anyone who's on those meds and knows that they aren't gonna stop using them, they're probably gonna hold that extra weight because that's just how. That's the
I just don't think he was born. I think a lot of this mental shit came from like being exposed, being a celebrity. I think a lot of that pressure broke him.
Certainly could have.
I mean, like,
it
it probably took him to the point of losing his mind or freaking out. But this is mostly genetic. These things is biological. You understand what I'm saying? It's
I mean,
biological.
think about his mom. I mean, what kind of state do you think she is where she needs all those surgeries all at the same time? And I'm not judging his mom. I don't really know.
She needs what?
It was powerful what he said about the doctor.
That she wanted all these cosmetic surgeries done all at the same time. I mean, she wanted like, I don't know the exact number, but it was dangerous and unhealthy for her to have all these cosmetic surgeries done to her body all at the same time.
Yeah.
And she had to find a doctor that would do it because it was unsafe. So I'm saying, mental health is genetic. It runs in the family. So, it's.
Well, I'm not gonna say that diagnosed knowing about.
Yeah,
it.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
No, I know,
I'm
but that
just
kind of seems like
pattern
what
of
we're doing.
behavior.
It kind of seems like what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe like I would probably say that that's like superficial or whatever, and it may be like there's a mental thing where like or like being self how do you call it self-absorbed or
Just low
having
self-esteem.
low self-esteem or whatever. But I wouldn't. There are people who are normal
Yeah.
who just don't like the way they are, and they get.
I think that's the majority of people that's on medication.
Yeah.
But what
Majority-
Kanye West has gone through and what he is going through, it seems to be the same type of chemical imbalance that I've seen and experienced.
But where do you draw
With
the
my
line
family.
with someone like Kanye who's so caught up in his image and so caught up in validation and shit? Where does, I don't know, I'm not looking for diagnosis, but I kind of am, I guess. Where the fuck do you draw the line then? It's like, where do you draw the line at, yo,
can't.
bro, you need to change your fucking values in life.
Also, nobody knows what it's like to be him in his shoes.
No one does, yeah.
Being
But is that a
popular.
scapegoat? I mean, is that a scapegoat?
You can say that's a scapegoat, but we're listening to an instrumental of Eminem, who he's talked about this all the time in his music.
But
I can't take a shit in the bathroom without someone standing by it. Like, none of us here know what that feels like. So we can say that's a scapegoat and shit, but at the end of the day,
No, but I'm
you
not
don't.
saying- no,
like,
no, but
none
I'm
of us
saying-
know what it's like.
Right, at that level, you could have like paranoia.
Like I heard stories about Johnny Depp on Joe Rogan's podcast. He talks about Johnny Depp, like he was like that shit kind of fucks with him. He can't go nowhere. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I was watching an Andre the Giant documentary, and that's even worse because physically,
Yeah,
like at least
exactly.
if you Johnny Depp, you could put on a mask or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't. And then you go through all this shit publicly, like a fucking divorce. Kim gets robbed.
Yeah.
All this other shit.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's just like
you gotta
a lot
think,
of the shit
he
fucks
has
with you.
been through a lot just from the simple fact that he broke his fucking face.
Yeah, ever since I
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He broke his face open. His mom dies from this shit. His wife gets robbed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot to deal with. And then on top of that, he's
His
the
wife's in a
celebrity
sex
that
tape.
he is. Well, like that's prior.
And people,
that's the
but
choice
that,
he
but
made.
that.
that was a bet he chose a lane. Huh?
I mean, I don't know. I think we put too much emphasis on what these people, celebrities say.
I don't think it's. But I don't think it's. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like. I'm not losing sleep over Kanye. What Kanye said.
Right.
But I do recognize what he said.
But
like,
it evokes emotion, though. So
it's
making
okay.
you
Emotion
think.
is okay. Like, I mean, I'm not dead. I gotta react to shit.
I know that.
You
but
know
I'm
what I
saying,
mean?
like, I don't know.
Like, it's not changing my behavior.
I
No.
personally,
The only behavior might change is I've made legit
not
not
listen-
listen to this
yeah.
new album. I'm not interested. I'll be honest.
Really?
More so.
really
More
interested.
so because I think the medication has fucked with his mind that homeboy can't even rap no more. Like that T.I.
well, he never
track
rapped to begin with.
You know what I mean?
But I was telling you months ago. Kenny. I was like, yeah, Kanye's making like He's producing all the beats on these albums.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, he's back to making boom bap beats. So I was like,
the beats might be fire.
So I was like, wait, hold on. He's back to chopping samples is what I was reading. I was like, okay, now I'm interested in this shit. So I was already interested.
It's gonna
now
take
that people hate him again, and he lost 10 million followers and all this shit.
I think he got him back though.
I mean,
They're all right wingers though.
He lost 10 million followers.
Yeah, but then he'll lose them as soon as he says something real black. So
Yeah.
I mean,
These guys are so smart, man. They got the entire fucking United States talking about this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it really is just like, you know, it's wow.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing, man. It's exactly what happened when Trump ran for president. You know, like when Trump ran for president.
Yo, remember I said that at one of the first shows we ever had? I'm like, yo, Trump's just like a fucking Kanye.
yeah, you did. I do remember that.
That's why he fucks with him.
Yeah.
Listen, yo, when
And there was
Trump
one thing that he said about when he won that I kind of felt like I think I said it in the first or second episode we had, and I was like, yo, when Trump won, it made me think that anything is possible.
Yeah.
It made me think that our votes matter. It made me think because I was completely convinced that George Bush rigged those elections, and when Hillary rigged Bernie Sanders to having that nomination of the Democratic Party, I was completely convinced it don't matter. They have whoever they want to be the head of the head
that Hillary's
figure.
gonna win.
It's all fucking set up. Mm-hmm. It's all a show, and everyone's just watching it. And then when he won, I was like, oh fuck, maybe our votes matter.
Maybe I should have voted.
You know what I mean?
Not you.
But it depends. If you live in New York, it really doesn't.
And I was
matter.
like,
you know it's gonna be
and
a
I
blue
was
state.
after he won, I was like, yo, that's kind of dope. Like he fucking literally, because I don't think he thought he was gonna win.
No, I don't think.
And then like he kept going.
I
And
think he did.
toward the end he did.
I think once he won the Republican,
When he came out the first day when he was like, I'm running for president, he said that shit about Mexicans and shit.
that that was a troll to me.
Oh, I thought the whole shit was a troll.
I think when he won the Republican nomination, he was like, okay, this is very real right now.
Yeah.
And
no, but that's when I thought he finally like was like, shit, I'm gonna win this shit.
Yeah. But they had the strategy. They went to that fucking,
And not only that too, but it remember all those polls, like all the polls that week were like basically saying he had no shot at winning. I was like, oh, it's a wrap. Like, why are people even going to vote? Yeah. Like, that's literally what I thought. I was like, why are you motherfuckers even going to waste your fucking hour of your day? I'm going to the gym. Like, Clinton's winning this shit easy. And when he won, I was like, oh shit, these motherfuckers blatantly lied on the media.
Yeah. Well, they tried to fix it.
I don't think they lied on the media. I think people lied to the pollsters.
I think
people
both
weren't
happened.
honest.
I think both happened.
And they also fixed it.
Yeah,
though,
there was definitely people that were like, oh, I'm not voting, and then went and voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Of course,
but people they fixed the election with Hillary though, and Bernie.
They fixed the fight. That's what I'm saying.
That's fucking
it's super delicate.
The fact that like the left doesn't even acknowledge that at all.
It's crazy.
Right, like
it's embarrassing.
Yo, there's certain things.
It's more than embarrassing.
There's certain things in this country that just happen, and I'm like, wait, the people that this fucking happened.
Yeah, you can't let
this shit happen.
You can't gloss over that.
Like, yo, why are we just moving on with our fucking day?
You can't gloss over that.
Like, this motherfucker just got rigged.
Yeah.
Where's the fucking rally?
All right, you guys got to call. You got to call.
You gone?
You gone?
Are you the Illuminati?
Are you guys gone right now?
Yeah, we are.
Yo, it's Mont. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
It's good,
Not
Mont.
much. Are you still talking about Kanye and Trump right now?
We're talking about everything.
Yep.
Yo, I don't know what it is about this dude, but him and Trump, like, they're just the master marketers. And, like, whether it's good marketing, bad marketing, like, think of what Kanye's doing right now. A month before he's about to drop an album, 2 albums, he has literally anyone from CNN to TMZ to
Gawncast
to the Gawncast talking about him. Like,
100%.
right, wrong, indifferent, love it, hate it, agree with him, don't agree with him. It's insane, like, what he does.
That's the same thing with Trump, yeah.
They don't care what people are saying about him as long as people are talking about him. It's just wild.
1,000%. And I think Kanye, not only is he similar to Donald Trump, but he learned from Donald Trump. And, like, yo, any publicity is good publicity.
Like, the definition of it. I mean, they're gone, you're gone, we're all gone.
We
but
gone.
You almost got to respect the hustle, as crazy as it is.
No, yeah, 100%. Because we're talking about it right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Exactly.
the fact that Trump Trump won was like so like I was like,
I
yo,
still
this
don't believe
guy
it.
won.
I still don't believe it. Like when
I
I hear them like
over,
on CNN, like it's the TV's on in the back, and like today President Trump was. It's like, wait, what? Still,
I was up.
Hey.
I was yeah. That's
Did
crazy.
you guys ever see the interview with John Bon Jovi on Howard Stern about Trump?
No.
It was pretty wild. He was saying how when Trump was like trying to buy the Buffalo Bills, John Bon Jovi was too, and Bon Jovi had a team ready to go, the money up front and everything, and Trump went out and put together, and Bon Jovi's telling the story, he went out and put together like this mass marketing like scheme in Buffalo saying that that Bon Jovi was going to move the team to Vegas and they were going to lose the, and this wasn't true at all.
You're
and
right.
to this day, Bon Jovi like can't do a concert in Buffalo. He'll get like run out of town. And it was like this completely made up thing.
Bills
and
Mafia.
it was just funny. Bon Jovi talking about, he goes, he's just like an evil genius.
Yo, did you see? There's a documentary on Netflix called "Get Me Roger Stone." Roger Stone's one of the guys that helped Trump run like some of his campaign. I don't think he was the manager itself, but he helped like run a lot of his shit. Did you see that?
No, I gotta check it out.
It's basically like they admit in it, and even he admits that like that whole time when Trump, it was even before he started to declare that he was running, when he was like, Obama's not a resident or he's not a citizen or something like that. Remember, he was like, get me his birth certificate. Yeah. They were like, we'll just say some crazy shit, and then whether it's right and wrong or indifferent, like you said, it just becomes a headline, and then there's enough people out there that just start talking about it, and it just becomes
it's like they don't care. They don't care what they look like. They don't care what people think about them. It's just like,
right.
If you're being talked about, if enough people know who you are, know what's going on with you, like, it moves the needle. So it's really crazy, but it's the world we live in, you know?
Yeah, there's a psychology to it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, all right, fellas. I just wanted to chime in, but
of course,
I
man.
appreciate the show.
All right, Mom.
Thanks for tuning in,
Later,
bro.
Wow.
Crazy.
But do you think it really?
There are definitely parallels between Kanye and Trump. That, you know,
A lot of parallels.
Yo, it's crazy because when I hear you say when Trump won, you felt like, wow, like literally anything could happen, right? Well, I actually felt like that when Obama won, right?
Nah,
but then
yeah,
I was conflicted
No,
because
that was it. Yo,
I was conflicted.
I didn't think a black president was gonna win, like
Right.
And Obama was a perfect dude too. Like
had to
motherfucker
be
just
perfect.
Right. And they even talk about
he
that
was
too.
a great
They hit it on the
speaker.
head.
He was a great speaker, Obama.
But at the same
So
time,
he
like I said, I was conflicted because, like when I didn't think it was gonna happen. Then when he lived to January, like it was so bad that it was like, okay, yeah, he won, but he's not gonna fucking make it to January. Then when he made it to January, it was like, huh? Then he got sworn in. It was like, okay. And then the first year, and I was like, whoa, hold up, right?
Bro, we live in such a weird time. You think about it. We had a black president, and then followed up by a fucking celebrity president.
Well, we had
just like two things that
was.
like wow, I didn't expect that, and then wow, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck is next?
Yeah.
But then at the
Might be me.
same time, like
women.
I didn't know how to feel because like all the way up until the point where Obama won, I felt so much like our votes didn't matter any fucking way. Like it was over the game, right? That even after he won, it was weird because it was like, okay, did we really vote for a black president, or was it more of a game? But wait a minute, let me keep my eyes open. And I even said on the song that
Obama
I felt
deception.
like, oh yeah,
when he said some shit about that.
Obama, it'll come back to me.
I remember that verse.
The first time ever, I don't know, I probably talked about this on the podcast before, right? First time I ever heard about Barack Obama, I was living in Atlanta, Georgia. And in Atlanta, CNN is that channel that when you turn your television on, no matter what you were watching before, it always goes to CNN, right? At the time, I was taking a logic and critical thinking course at a Perimeter College. And I was learning about all of this this political shit like red herrings and all of this shit, these political tactics that people use. And as part of the homework was to go home and watch these shows and to watch these debates that they were having and watch the presidential debates and whatnot and try to spot these different terms and these different things that they were giving us, right? And I remember one morning, like I did every morning, I woke up, I turned the television on, and the first thing I heard was this guy who could very well be the first black president, Barack Obama. And I said to myself, who the fuck is this nigga? And if he's
it opened up with that narrative. He got introduced with that narrative. Right.
How come I never heard of this nigga? So I turn and I look at the television, and from the very beginning, I felt like he was fed to us as this is going to be your first black president, introducing Barack Obama.
I can see, I definitely get it, and I definitely see the shock, because even though, I mean, as it got closer and closer, I was like, Obama's going to do it. But
he had no competition. He was going against what?
Yeah, no, I was going to say that he had no competition. And
when they picked Sarah Palin for that was like a death sentence.
The thing is, keep in mind that I left Atlanta in 2005. Obama started running in what, 06?
Yo, he had a quick come up.
And you know what I'm saying? But the first time I ever heard of this dude, that's how he was introduced to me on CNN as the guy who could very well be the first black president.
That's part of the reason I thought he was going to do it. And I was like, and he's, wow, like this guy's plugged.
And
like,
that's part of the reason that I thought this shit was given to us, and it was fake, and it was given to us for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. I exactly know what you're saying, because just his back and his cosigns. It's like when a rapper comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden like Jay-Z or someone's fucking with him, you're like, oh shit, it's gonna work.
I was even paying attention.
It's like he's got the Clinton cosign, like these motherfuckers in there like swimwear.
Right.
Like, we don't know this guy, but he's popping. But like you knew it was gonna work. And plus, I guess I have a different perspective from it. See, like my mom, like a white woman, was like, go out and vote for Obama. Like
that's
I didn't
literally
go vote.
why
I wanted Ron Paul to win, but she's like, you better go vote for Obama. And I was like, oh shit, he probably.
That's literally why I voted for Obama. I wasn't even paying attention to politics at the time. My mother was like, you have to vote for this man.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, anybody with half a brain who paid attention would have probably voted for Ron Paul 100 times over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just real. Like and I can't speak to what he promoted at the time, because at this time I don't remember, but I do remember saying, well, wait a minute. Yeah, this is Barack Obama, but the one who's making the most sense out of everything to me
was Ron
Paul.
I stay neutral, but even if I fucked with Ron Paul and I was black, like the first time Obama came up, I would definitely vote for Obama.
Oh yeah, I was definitely going to do that. I was going to vote for
literally, Ron Paul could have had the answer to the world, and I still would have voted for Obama.
Right.
Like,
because I definitely voted for Obama,
like,
and I would have done it 1,000,000 times over.
Yeah, for me, it was just like, you might as well thought an alien would have been present before a black.
The thing
like,
about
that was always the running joke.
Good or bad, as to whatever his policies was or whatever his intent was, the image of having a black man run the country does so much for black people and the black children, because they don't understand what's happening. All they have is the image.
Yo, one thing that Kanye said, to go back, this is one of the last points I want to make on it, he said some shit that reminded me of what Lupe said, where if you just tell his daughter got told in school, like, you're black, like, if just hypothetically we told new kids that came into the world, like, oh yeah, you're all equal, it would work, and we just fed them love, but then you're depriving kids of their history. So it's like, it's unrealistic.
And eventually someone's going to smack them in the face and be like, no, you're this, you're that.
Right. I'm just saying, it's unrealistic. Even though, like, he's got this idealistic approach to things.
It'll never happen.
But it's just so far from reality. That's why that other guy he was arguing with was completely right too. Like, yo, you live up in fucking Hollywood and you have these ideals that are great, but yo, come step in my world. You know what I mean? My shit, I gotta live with this shit every day. But at the same time, Kanye's right, because his perspective is different. And at the end of the day, we still all have to push that love shit, because that's the only way shit's gonna change.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Peapod, he didn't answer none of those important questions. Like, do you think Trump cares about black people? He never gave an answer. Right. He never gave an answer. And then it was
Trump
another
just
one.
cares about, money.
But yeah, right. We know that, right? But Kanye answered the fucking
Trump cares
question.
about Trump. Trump don't care about black people. Trump don't care about Spanish people. He don't care about Asian people. He don't care about half the white people in this country. Trump cares about fucking Trump.
Yeah,
right? But we know this, right?
That's a true story.
We all know this, right? But Kanye, answer those questions. You got so much to say, right? Answer those questions. There was another one that Charlamagne asked him, and I looked at Lynn like, let's see if he didn't answer that one. I think it was about his mom
voting for her.
Right? Do you think your mom? You know what I mean? Well, but I don't even think that was. There was another one, but
he
the important
questions.
There was another one that was an important question that he did not answer. You understand? Now, if you're gonna come and you're gonna promote Trump and you're gonna say that you know what I mean, then be straight up and answer every question the right way.
What I wish he did say with like the whole Trump thing and the Candace thing was like, yo, like he gave the reason that he fucked with Trump, and it was just more of a like personality reason, and like, yo, he makes you think everything's possible. Like basically, he sees a lot of himself in the guy, even though they're in different worlds. I would have wished he just said like, yo, Candace might be wrong about this, but I fuck with what she says about abortion. Or Candace might be wrong about this, but listen to what she says about this.
But that's so important. That would have been so important for him to say.
I don't think it's healthy to have like just all hip hop and all urban culture just be hearing Ebro every fucking day.
Right.
Like you listen to someone.
You're being brainwashed by an ideology. Yeah.
The same way it's not healthy for fucking the other side to be listening to fucking Fox News every day. That shit is toxic, yo. That shit's toxic.
Hannity is a fucking.
Yo, that shit.
Hannity is terrible.
And even just the way they word things
is terrible. That guy.
Yo, he looks like he just has like.
He just looks like he's
kids.
He looks like he is miserable 95% of the time of his life. Sean Hannity. Just looking at him.
Just on the inside, he's dying.
Yeah, like, dude, are you happy at all?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they just sound like a bunch of people I would never want to associate myself with.
I wonder what people are going to do in 20, 30 years when the whole fucking world is automated and there's fucking less jobs. What the fuck? It's going to be a serious riot.
I don't know.
You
don't want to riot at that time. The weapons technology is out of this world, so I'm gonna be underground hiding, bro. Fuck that.
Motherfuckers gonna be like, human lives matter.
I'm saying.
That's yeah.
I'm saying they create a fucking
everyone unify real quick.
The size of that bottle will wipe this whole fucking town out in 15 minutes.
That's true.
Ain't gonna be no iRobot shit where you can throw your hands up and punch one of them motherfuckers and get hit and keep running. Nah, they put AI.
Real quick, I saw that Rampage movie.
How was it?
I heard you saw Eric.
It's horrible. I saw Eric.
I would assume it would be.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad, man.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
in case you guys are wondering,
the video game wasn't that great. Anyway.
It's all right.
The video game was good, but
the video game's classic.
It is, but
not enough to make a movie out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Who pulled that trigger?
Exactly.
That was just a bad move.
I think The Rock. I said Dwayne The Rock. The Rock could just bring any movie.
Just call him
anywhere,
Dwayne, man. You was right.
We're gonna do that. Yeah.
Just call him Dwayne.
Yo, as I'm leaving the movie theater, I see another poster with his face on it for another movie, doing the same thing.
Yeah, I saw that too.
What the fuck?
You went to New Rock?
Yeah,
I saw that too.
As soon as I left, there's another one.
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, he's not playing, man.
Damn,
that's why he's the biggest movie star in the world, bro.
Damn. They got Jason Statham out of here, man.
Fast and Furious helped him. That franchise helped him. Yeah. That was like his first movies where people they really fuck with him.
Yeah, that was a springboard.
Bro, Rock's just been on a roll. Any corny action movie in Hollywood, give me that.
Yeah,
yeah, right. Well, he's a Sam Jackson of
He's been on a roll since If You Smell.
He's like the Schwarzenegger, but
better.
Yeah,
or just more lucrative.
Right.
Yo, everyone needs to go see that Andre the Giant documentary. Really good.
Really good.
I keep hearing about it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Everyone needs to go see Avengers.
Yeah, you should go see that.
We'll talk about it next week. How about it?
I did a whole podcast yesterday about it.
We'll talk about it next week.
Don't watch that.
We'll talk about it.
That's spoilers.
Look, man, I decided to watch the 18 movies that lead up to it. I only saw like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
I started with Captain America: First Avenger, and I was thoroughly.
Spoiler alert: Kanye West is in Avengers.
Thoroughly what?
I was just blown away. It was one of the best movies I've seen in the last decade.
Which one was that?
That fucking Captain America: The First Avenger was an amazing. Not Civil War.
No,
I saw that was one of the movies.
First
See, out of the 18 that led up to the big Avengers that just released, I previously saw maybe 7 of them, and Civil War was one of them. Right, the first Iron Man, the first Hulk, the first Guardians. But I decided to start at the beginning and watch all of them just to be ready because I tried to watch a video to get me ready for Avengers, and it made me realize how much good shit I missed.
Yeah.
I started with the very first one in line, not the first one that was released, but the first one in the timeline, which was the first Captain America, and that shit was incredibly good.
I heard it was good.
That shit was so good, man. I saw the
second and third Captain Americas.
I never saw. The third one I saw. The first one, man. How him and Winter Soldier came into play and what? Oh man, it was great to see them young like that.
No, I saw the first half of the first one on TV once.
Yeah, man, it was a really. I was like, man, I was so happy with that. I was so pleased with that movie, man. That it actually made me more excited to watch the rest of them. There are a lot of one shots. The second thing in line is the Agent Carter one shot, which is a 15-minute short about Agent Carter that picks up exactly a year after the first Captain America. If you haven't seen it, you can go on YouTube and watch it. It's a 15-minute movie that shows how Agent Carter got the job at the White House, which I'm not even sure if she ever shows up in any of them. I doubt it because the other shit is so far in the past.
Who?
Agent Carter. She's from the first Avenger.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was really good, man.
Yeah. Shit, you just making me want to say things about the movie. I guess we'll hold it till next week.
Yeah.
Word.
I may not see it by next week. Don't give it away.
Nah, you only get one week, bro. Then we just start,
I usually give people a week.
I'll be well. Listen,
I'm about
man.
to talk about it tomorrow.
I got 15 more movies to watch, man.
I got a lot to go through.
Myself. I can't do that shit to.
You can watch it and then fill it in the blanks. You know what I mean?
What I might do is watch some of the movie and the ones that I've already seen. Just watch like recap videos. That'll cut down about 2 days worth of time. But I can't.
40 hours, bro. It's like 40 hours.
All I gotta say is, if I could only rock with 2 Avengers, if I had to like fight people, you just give me Thor and Doctor Strange. It's a wrap.
Now, I did see
Thor's
the first Doctor Strange
because Thor's the strongest, and Doctor Strange could just be like, "Whoops," and then you dead.
Yeah, he got the time stone.
Right.
He got
Slide
the time
left.
Stone, yeah. But like Tony Stark though, Iron Man.
He's a beast, but he can be beaten.
But his
He's so
power.
smart.
Please don't give it away.
He's smart though.
No.
We're talking about like.
I mean, if we're talking about my favorite, it'd probably be Spider-Man and Iron Man.
You can't beat Thor's like a beast, bro.
I was gonna say Hulk, but he's not a god.
Yeah, nah.
He's not a god.
Hulk look real questionable in this movie.
Oh, don't go there. Don't even start because I want to say things, but I'm not. I want to say things, but I'm not.
Yo, there's this meme. We might have to write out and black out the screen with this meme. It's mad funny. Hold on. What was it?
Is it the one I showed you before?
Was it? It's the one of Thanos?
Nah.
Hold on.
It's the one. It's the one of Doctor Strange's boy Wong.
Y'all
going to fight Thanos? All right, I'll see y'all later.
Yeah. I'll be back in the cave.
Yeah, I'll be over
back
here.
in the temple.
So, yo, somebody gotta watch the temple, man.
Right.
I just sent it to Jibs. You can put it up on the screen.
I gotta pray, man. Somebody gotta watch it.
Yeah.
It's coming through right about.
Well, are you guys excited about any of the albums Kanye produced?
I mean, Nas.
Kid Cudi?
I'm hoping that Nas has at least more than fucking 7-8 tracks on this album. I hope it's a full 15, 16-track album fully produced by Kanye West. That
I wouldn't mind like 7-8 tracks.
Nas gonna have one banger. Like, oh my god, I gotta go watch this shit. I gotta see this shit. And
7-8 tracks though.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't need 16. 16 is
That's
almost
true.
like a lot.
I almost rather Nas have like 8 tracks again.
Yeah, that's it.
Because
those albums go so fast nowadays, man. They're disposable, and a lot of the music is trash.
Yeah.
And Nas is not gonna drop another project for 3-4 years.
Yeah, you're right.
And he hasn't dropped anything in a long time.
But if there's good songs on there, they live forever though.
I'm not worried about good songs. I want
Nas kind of need a
project.
444. I wonder. Imagine that. Imagine he just drops
right. Like I really want a great project.
Yeah.
Imagine he just like kind of furthers the conversation.
I don't know, man. Like
that shit is gangster, right?
You see
that shit?
That's an awesome.
No, Matt. On the screen up top, you see it?
That's an awesome meme,
shit,
bro.
Movies having whack villains.
Come to Marvel.
Come to Marvel. Oh, that's Thanos. Oh, get the fuck.
You will laugh.
I keep hearing, man. I keep hearing so much about. I cannot wait to see this movie.
It's dope.
With that being said,
them motherfuckers need to get Superman or something. But
DC is garbage.
Marvel over DC.
DC is trash.
Easily.
DC is trash.
DC is trash.
But Batman is still the best movie.
Batman is the illest.
Over all of them.
Yes.
Over any superhero movie.
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Deadpool.
Fuck with me later. That's it.
We gone?
As we always say, we go.
That was an excellent motherfucking show. I feel real good. I'ma have to let you know.